Okay, so as far as running this activity in your class, you can log in as a teacher to WeVideo, navigate to the assignment ideas library, find this activity here, animated vocab cards. Go ahead and preview that activity. It does come with this example as well as a link to the multimedia dictionary that we just showed. And this one comes with a starting block. So it's going to help with super quick creation from students. So I'm going to go ahead and save this assignment. Let's go, we'll do this for science. And I'll close out of here. Let's navigate over to my science class. And I'm going to go ahead and just assign this as is. It can really be that quick for assigning this activity. So, and then I'm going to jump over to a student account. So I'll just open this up as the teacher. I can see, okay, none of my students have started yet. Let's jump over to a student account. So to complete this project as a student, they're just going to navigate to classes. They'll open up their class. They'll see animated vocab cards. They'll go ahead and jump in. And okay, so now we see the starting block is set up for them. So template in the video editor to make this super quick. So what term should we do? Let's do you have any terms on the topic of like sustainability that we could do?
What about upcycling?
Upcycling. Okay.
I'm looking at on like right in front of me, I have a art piece of a drummer that's been made out of like old wire. So that's why it came to my brain.
Okay, let's do it. Upcycle. All right, let me jump in here. So we've got different text blocks for different parts of this term. So I'll just come in here and I will edit the word upcycle. And let's look up a definition for upcycle. Okay, upcycle. Here we go. Here we go. So I'm going to close out of there. We'll do this next part here. Upcycle is a verb. And I believe it's just going to be upcycle. Does that look right to you?
Yeah, I mean, that's impressive that you knew that off of the top of your head.
So I guess basically,
I might fact check your students.
No, I'm looking this up as I'm going.
No, it's
okay. So okay, I'm gonna grab a definition here. Now I'm curious if you like whether you like this definition or not.
Okay, I'm not cheating. I'm not going to look up. I'm gonna respond to this based on my own in my head that I know about this word.
Okay, what do we think here? Reuse discarded objects or material in such a way as to create a product of higher quality or value than the original.
I don't know if it needs to be higher quality or value, but
yeah, I hadn't seen that in the other definition I looked at.
I've never seen that associated with upcycling before, like that part of it, because I don't when I think about like when you're upcycling, what you're really doing is trying to not buy new things made from new materials or produce them or produce your own materials or own things on previously used or discarded or like objects that aren't of use anymore and reusing that in a creative way to create something else that's new, but then not necessarily it has to be higher quality or original or higher value. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm actually seeing that in a lot of definitions that I guess that, yeah, part of it is creating something with more value, but yeah, I could see that. Maybe that's the difference between upcycling and recycling.
Maybe. I think maybe value is in terms of like its value as an object or an item or something that's like going to be more valuable than whatever it is that was being discarded in the first place. So value not being like monetary value, but something that's like now it's because this wire, right, that I'm looking at the drummer statue, is like that was not a valuable thing. It was being discarded and wasted, but now it's of value because I'm displaying it in my home.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm reading that like artistic value can be is one of the main sources of value that I'm seeing here.
My brain jumped right to monetary value.
Yeah. Okay, well, do we like this definition? There's also the process of reusing or repurposing items to create new products that are more valuable or have better quality than the original.
I think this definition encapsulates like what the term is. We're going through a really great exercise you can also go through with your students. Like learning what the appropriate definition could be, or if it represents the term to the fullest extent of the definition, like how it's associated with the word. So I really like doing this.
Yeah.
I think that definition is fine though. I think it encompasses what upcycling is.
Okay, great. Let's stick with that then. And then, so next would be coming up with a visual representation of upcycling. So we'll search the stock media library. I mean, what are some images that come to mind that you think we could search for?
Ooh.
This is where I knew you gave me a tricky word.
I did,
but I bet we can do this.
And now you're putting me through the paces, which is totally fun.
You tried to do it to me, so
I did. I didn't mean to do that. Honestly, it was one of those things where it's like find something close to you to think of a word about. No, I would bet we could start with something like reused materials and find something, or like I wonder, just search upcycling, see what you get. I'd be curious to know. I've never searched it in our stock media library for nothing. Okay. What about upcycling?
It's kind of an obscure, what, with like a like that, or
no, you did. You searched. You were just going quick. I didn't notice it.
Okay.
Yeah, search for like recycle or no. Okay, what about reused materials or reuse?
What are some common things that get upcycled, like clothing?
Yeah, clothing for sure. Yeah.
Let's see. What about? Okay. How about artistic clothing or fashion? Ooh. This person could be in the process of. Oh, she could totally be in the process of upcycling those clothes behind her.
Totally. Yeah. I was gonna say the other thing is like repurposed like food containers or glass, right? Like that's, or furniture.
Okay. Let's see. I want to remember this one. Furniture.
Yeah. Did you add that to your project bin?
No, I didn't. Oh my gosh, I should go back.
Anytime you're doing these kinds of searches, and we're doing this in real time with you all, if you like something, you think you might use it in your project, just right click and save it to your project bin, whatever right clicking is for you on your device.
Okay, I really like this one because I'm imagining she took this shirt, it was just plain, and then she added these patches to make it super fashionable and cool.
Yes. We used at the in my time as a summer camp director for a STEM camp, we used to run a program for middle schoolers called Fashion Upcycling, where we would just have the kids gather materials that they find in their daily lives, and they brought them in, or clothing articles or material or whatever it was, and they got to make like new cool clothes out of that material. And it was a super creative class. It taught sewing, hand sewing, machine sewing, and just like creative use of material. It was really neat. I just got cycling on the brain now.
Yeah. I love these images because there are several images of the same person working on the same project. So you could really show like a creative process, which is kind of cool. Stock media coming through again. I was worried. I thought I got us into a pickle here and I backed us into a corner with my upcycling, but honestly, it turned out that our stock media library came through. And that's another reason why this is an amazing tool, is that you can find for maybe words that you might think are obscure. Like this is probably an obscure word for most folks. And I think we found an image that it represents in the stock media library. We did. Okay, cool. So any other terms you want to search, or should we go with that one?
I like that one. I don't think it's going to get
All right.
better. Like you could spend another 10, 20 minutes searching the
Right.
library for that perfect image. It's going to represent the context of the definition of your word. I
Yeah,
think
I
though,
think
this is, and this again, going back to tying this into curriculum, right? Like the students, whatever is going to help them develop that connection to recall the fact, the information that they're creating is going to be entirely appropriate. So this is what gets that student to remember that this is what upcycling is, that it's the reuse of, or the creative reuse of materials to create something of more higher value and quality than the original, then this is what we go with.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so for this one, so this could be as simple as just choosing a single image and then dragging it down over the video clip that's there.
Yep.
Click and replace. Boom, we're done. But I actually want to use a couple different video clips for this one just to show the creative process.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to bring this down here. And this whole clip is running 30 seconds. We probably don't need it to run that long. Like maybe we'll make our clip like 15 seconds. So I'm just going to trim these down. And then we'll kind of show this creative process in here. So I'm just going to throw some of these in here. We'll click trim to fit, and then we'll trim that down even further, maybe like 2 seconds. And then we'll show the overhead. I'll click trim to fit again, bring this down to around 2 seconds. And then we'll use, there we go. It's more on the creative process, trim to fit. Bring this down to like 3 seconds, just create some variation.
Okay.
And then this one, I am going to drag over here because I want to use a later part of this clip. So I'm just going to click S on my keyboard to split this, get rid of this.
Shout out keyboard shortcut.
Yeah, and then we'll do that again.
And for all of you that missed that, it's control or command on a Mac. It's Command S.
Just S.
Just S.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I've been doing the long way.
Yeah, and then delete to delete the stuff you don't want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So now we just need to replace the audio. So let me trim that down since we brought this down to 15 seconds. What do you think is some good audio to search for this?
Jazz.
Okay. I love jazz.
Yeah, I love the jazz music in our library. I use it a lot in my own work because it's just like there's so many cool clips. I know Stu uses it a lot too.
I do.
Look at everything he makes, and it's got a lot of jazz involved because I know he loves jazz.
I do love jazz. Yeah, actually, yeah, I do love jazz, and I think it fits with this kind of, you're in the midst of a creative process. Jazz is a great thing to put on. So let's try to find something that works.
I heard that one before.
I like to switch it up. Ooh, this one's nice. I like this one. It's got kind of some holiday vibes. I like this one.
That one has like a bossa nova feel to it.
Yeah, it does.
Like the rhythm, that bass line. Cool. Here's some favorites in this search.
What's that?
Here's some favorites in this search.
I know. I could go on forever searching. Well, this one's cool. Okay, well, let's try these two because I'm liking this one. I'm going to share this.
I like that one.
And then I'm liking this one.
Ooh.
So let's try them both. Drag this down, replace. You tell me, what do you like better here? Let's give this one a try.
I love that bass line. It's so brooding.
It really keeps the the film and the artistic process moving. It kind of works in that way.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay, that was the one, and then let's see, that was On a Vacation. Try this one.
I love how they're named too.
I know. All right, let's try this one.
Another really good bass line too.
Pretty
Man,
good. What
I
do you
could
like
go with
better?
either of those, but I think B.
Yeah, I was leaning towards that too. I
Yeah, the
was
second one.
surprised by it because I really liked A, so I was a little surprised by that.
I don't know. I just like the syncopation on that one with
Yeah.
the upbeat of the piano with the downbeat of the bass was pretty cool.
Yeah. So I think if it were me and I were making just a short film to illustrate this idea of upcycling, I would probably finish it off by just finding a nice place for the audio to end so it's not too abrupt.
Yep.
So what do you think? Like,
Probably right. I like that the mark you chose was fine. I think that's a good spot to fade it out.
okay.
Yeah.
I feel like there's just that like beat that's kind of
Dun, 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 dun.
picking it back up there. But let's see if we fade this out.
I mean, it wouldn't be a terrible song to cut, like to be abrupt, an abrupt ending, because it has that like kind of that upbeat. There's like a final upbeat, right?
Yeah.
Like how the way a song would end on an upbeat leaves you in suspense more so than it would if it ends on a downbeat.
Uh-huh. Let's see what it's like fading out here.
Yeah, that's fine too. I mean, I think that works, but
I'm gonna try just. I want it to give us a closing melody, you know? Like doot doot. You know, I just needed to go doot 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 doot.
that worked.
I think we need one last.
Like another beat, more beat.
Yeah, we just need one last one. Let's see if we can like make this super faint.
It doesn't want to give it to us.
It's so close.
It just doesn't want to give it to us.
Okay, wait. That might work. That might be work. I mean, that work.
And then it ends. That's good. I think that's as good as we're gonna get.
All right.
For this episode.
All right. I'm gonna extend these out, and we're just gonna throw some transitions to close. We're just gonna throw some dip to black on there. Let's make it 2 seconds.
Yep.
Go. We'll make them all 2 seconds. All right. Let's check this ending out. Okay.
Yeah, it works. I think it works for what we have to work with right now.
Yeah.
You could spend dozens of minutes tinkering with this.
Okay, yeah. So here's our final piece. Yeah,
that
great.
Works. Yeah.
And then, you know, you could play around too, like if you wanted to, you know, you could like underline words if you wanted to emphasize, like we were talking about higher quality, you know, if you wanted to like emphasize that, you know, you could play around with some of that stuff in the definition as well.
Yep.
But yeah, I think once you've got this to a place that you feel good about, you can go ahead. Well, students, go ahead, click turn in. And
if you're making these for your students, honestly.
Yeah. If you're making one like an example or whatever, you can export it. But yeah, then as a teacher, you'll have all of the turned in projects here. I have one right now because one student's turned them in, but once they're all turned in, I'll have access to all of them there. And that will essentially be your multimedia dictionary,
Yeah.
all organized for you without you really having to do anything.
And your submission for our creative challenge. So like now there's the challenge is real for you because I went with upcycle, and let's see if you can pick a more obscure word to do this challenge with.
Yeah, and we always love seeing what teachers and instructional leaders and ambassadors create too. So, yeah, Ryan just put the challenge out there for you to come up with a fun, obscure word. Yeah, we'd love to see your media. Post it to social media. Use the hashtag WeVideoCreative. Tag it WeVideo, so we can see it
Tag
and
us,
celebrate your work.
share
And
this. And Stu, this is the way they enter the challenge, correct? Or that one way they can. But there's also on the webpage, there's going to be a form that you'll fill out to submit as well.
yeah, there's a submission form on the page, and always great for people to use that submission form as your sort of like as your sort of formal submission. And so that's on that submission page here. There's a little link here to a form to submit your video for the chance to win prizes. And then, it's also, sharing to social is a great way to engage with our educator community, our creative community, and share what you're creating and see what each other are creating and just connect with each other and be a part of this wonderful community that we have here.